Hi everyone, it's Taylor here today. I'm doing a little reaction of the Linlithgow friendly. So basically, yesterday we went up to Linlithgow and we lost 2-1 in a pre-season friendly, which sounds kinda like it doesn't. It sounds like a bad start, but I think there's more to take of it than meets the eye. So essentially, the rough breakdown of what happened in the game is we go 1-0 up thanks to a Lewis Vaughan goal. It comes after, I think, Paul Hanlon got one of his shots blocked by the keeper on a corner. And that's sort of our main moment of quality in the first half. We looked pretty good in the first half. Now, I wasn't at the game, so I've only watched things like highlights and stuff like that. So, of course, I'm not going to give a really, really extensive reaction, but I wanted to get this up just to show, look, I'm here, I guess. I will be at the Alloa game though, so that's good. But yeah, basically that's the main point of the first half. The first 20 minutes it was fairly equal, which is concerning because you're playing against amateur opposition. Okay, that was completely wrong. Linlithgow are actually semi-professional. I don't know why I said amateur in the video, but there's an example of why you probably shouldn't trust me on things like, the factual basis on a team that we maybe only play once every couple of years if we're lucky. So there you go, they're semi-professional, they're not amateur. But at the same time, we've still got injured players and things that we need to come back. And for a majority of the first half and well, I would say majority of the first half, and then a majority of about 15 minutes to be honest, of the second half, we look pretty good, and then we bring on a bunch of subs, and it's to give players time to play. The problem is that opens up weaknesses for us, and it makes it so we're not maybe as defensively sound as would usually be, and we lose 2 goals. Oh, I just realised I've not mentioned who scored for Linlithgow. So it was Harry McMartin and Louis Maguire. So Harry McMartin around about 50 to 55 minutes, I think. And it was Louis Maguire on the 83rd minute exactly, from what I remember. We lose 1, and I think it's in the 50s somewhere, I think. And then I know the one after that was the 83rd minute. So that was, it's not ideal, but it's not the worst way to start. I think it's definitely not a good start necessarily, but in terms of showing what the players can do, I think it was good. So Rowan Chin looked quite good today. From what I saw in the highlights, I didn't see much. I've not checked if the full game replay is actually up yet. But I didn't see much there. Linlithgow looked pretty good. I'll say that. They looked, clearly, they beat a professional team, so clearly they're pretty good. But yeah, it was a weakened professional team, but a professional team nonetheless, right? But there you go. I mean, I've not really got much that I can add to it, because when I'm not at the game, I don't want to, and I've not had the chance to listen to the audio or watch the full game. Life got in the way, basically. Mostly to do with work and things like that. So yeah, it's a start. The one thing I'm kind of happy with is that just football was back, So I'm looking forward to Tuesday. I'm pretty optimistic that we can get a win, because we're in front of the home fans, and I'm hoping that we use the remaining kind of points of these games to create a core 11 of what we've got, because I don't know how long it's going to take for these guys to come back from injury. So it's basically, you kind of just got to be sitting there going, what I personally want is I want to see a team that's consistent. Last year is a great example where when Robson came in, you got the Achilles heel where there was rarely going to be a change, but you also knew exactly what you were going to get. So it made things where when you needed to adapt, it was a lot more difficult, but when you were in control of the game, you had the options, you had, in a sense, the reinforcements that we maybe don't have at the moment just because of injuries and things like that. So at the moment, we're just sort of, I don't want to judge this. I don't want to say, oh, this is the worst start of pre-season we could have had. A loss isn't amazing, and it's not something that you want to happen. But at the same time, you've got to look at the context of that loss. The amount of subs that came on, and that's when the goals started to come in. The amount of injuries that we've still got to recover from, things like that. So it's one of those things where you've got to take the good and the bad, and you've got to just move on. It's pre-season, there's no points in the game, but wins are important, and the most important thing is getting players to gel, in my opinion, and I think that's what we've seen today. So yeah, new players look really, really good. I'm really, really happy with what I've seen. I'm hoping a few new players maybe come in, a striker possibly. But yeah, Lewis Vaughan getting a goal, first game of the season. That's usually a good sign in my opinion. I'm looking forward to Tuesday, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.